September 1st, 1983, a Korean Airlines 747 was blown out of the sky by two Soviet fighters. The jet's debris fell into the ocean. All 269 passengers were killed. Korean Flight 007 had accidentally crossed into Soviet airspace off the coast of Sakhalin Island. The plane, bound for Seoul, South Korea, had contacted Japanese air traffic controllers just 11 minutes before being lost on radar. The aircraft radioed Tokyo with a routine request to change altitude. At that time, the jet was already in Soviet airspace and was being followed by two fighter interceptors. But the Japanese never informed the airliner of that fact. The Soviets claimed the Korean jumbo jet did not identify itself and was on a spying mission for the United States. It is not uncommon for commercial planes to inadvertently fly through the wrong airspace, but to be shot down for such a mistake was unprecedented and shocking. President Reagan played an audio tape of the Soviet pilot's attack for the American people.
Here is a brief segment of the tape, which we're going to play in its entirety for the United Nations Security Council tomorrow. Those were the voices of the Soviet pilots. In this tape, the pilot who fired the missile describes his search for what he calls the target. He reports he has it in sight. Indeed, he pulls up to within about a mile of the Korean plane, mentions its flashing strobe light and that its navigation lights are on. He then reports he's reducing speed to get behind the airliner, gives his distance from the plane at various points in this maneuver, and finally announces what can only be called the Korean airline massacre.
What little was found of the passengers' personal belongings was assembled in Japan, a sad memorial to those that had died. Many of the collected items reveal the violent nature of the destruction of Flight 007.
By Japanese law, personal effects recovered from an accident at sea have to be held for 6 months. Until that time limit is passed, this sad little display will remain in place.
The wreckage recovered from the 747 was packed into boxes to become part of the official investigation. In just a few seconds, on September 1st, 1983, the Soviets had killed 269 people and had set East-West relations back to its lowest point in years.